But yo, your girl just moved to the joint in the club in the carpet grooves. Bruh, look, the movement is on. Now, man, and mommies and Victoria dolls. I get my rhyme on guts, guaranteed to make it right if your night is a buzz. You vibrant and you fresh and all. Original to say the least, and you've impressed them all. Come on. Rappers then they start finding it very hard to make it over the wall. Hey, get your weight up, my motto you heard. And I go to death here to felonious words. And just breathe and stop for real, and give it what you got. And just breathe and stop for real, and give it what you got. Give it what you got. Give it what you got. If you're on the block, give it what you got. A thug will grill you with meanness of eyes. I wanna feel you them big ass thighs. Your Prada dress or your Gucci bag, whether polo jeans or a doobie bag. You hold the door, alright? We coming through, try deep, hold it down for the night. Big Moo got the fit, D-Life, he got the Willie, and girl, you got the gift. Turn it over the page, usher in all of y'all to a brand new age where status really don't matter. Everybody get right to the pit of the pack. Come on, make a move, setting precedence, entering your residence, the whole scene is decadence. And the feeling is true. I'm seeing feet in my crew, you seeing black and blue. Breathe and stop for real, and give it what you got. And just breathe and stop for real, and give it what you got. And give it what you got. You making it hot. If you on the block, give it what you got. Come on. I did it.
Of all the boys I've known, and I've known some. Until I first met you, I was lonesome. Now when you came inside, dear, my heart grew light as this whole world seemed new to me. You really, well, I have to admit you deserve expressions that really fit you. And so I rack my brain hoping to explain all the things that you do to me. Twisting round on a carousel, this beat's too much to stop. 1 second I'm thinking I'm feeling lust, and then I feel alive. Ooh, that man is like a flame, and ooh, that man plays me like a game. My only sin is I can win. Ooh, I wanna love that man. Ooh, that man is on my list, and ooh, that man I wanna kiss. My only sin is I can win. Ooh, I wanna love that man.
All right. Hello and welcome to my little stream where I'll be painting the next couple of pages of Seeker's Log. Hopefully, a lot of them. Hey, Deadlight. What up? How are you? Alright, that's good. It's been a while since excuse me? Just sitting up a bit more. You're about to start drawing as well. That's nice. Do that. So, the special thing today, thing that I'm trying out right now, to see if it's does anything for me, is I'm not only streaming on Twitch, I'm also streaming right now on YouTube and on Picarto. Or is it Picarto? I mean, would make sense, but not everything makes sense, I guess. Was kind of funny to go to Picarto, set up the account and everything, and you can select some websites you can link to, like Twitter, Facebook, and some art websites, because it's mainly, or only, I don't know, didn't really look into it all that much. It's mostly for art. Obviously, Picarto, it's kind of in the name of the game, I suppose. But I was surprised to see that one of the default links you can select there, like DeviantArt, Twitter, Facebook, and Hentai Foundry. It's like, oh, huh. So yeah, that's a thing. On there. In the meantime, YouTube and Twitch don't really allow any of that, and anything like that, which is completely fine for me, but just shows different strokes for different folks, I suppose. Oh, and I also added the chat to my stream window again. I'm trying it out every now and then, but I might stick with this one. I'm not sure if the text should fade out like it is right now, or if I should set it so it's always displaying the last couple of messages from the chat. But I guess I'll figure that out over time. The great thing about that chat thing is, should anyone from Picarto or YouTube show up, I'll still be able to see their messages in that chat, and you will be able to as well. Combines all of them, all free, up to 30 actually, streaming services. Hey, Berminator. Berminator. So, I always wanted to call English thing. Spaminator is probably proper, right? Perfect timing. I'm glad that it's perfect. How are you? Berminator origins from a t-shirt from emp.de. Oh. Huh. You're good. That's good. Yeah, I'm good as well. Slept a bit too much, so I gotta work long today. Ah, Berminator. Wait, with A and E? Damn. Multicultural bear. Oh. That's cool. If I wanted to wear a shirt that resembles my name, I'd be hard pressed. Michael or Michael or whatever literally means think something along the lines of the one who honors God. And I mean, I like the name, but that's a very hard thing to put on a t-shirt. I mean, I could also put an archangel on a shirt, because the angel called Michael or Michael, or I don't know how to say it in Hebrew. So today, not today, yesterday. Yesterday I did something uncharacteristic for me. I watched a show on Netflix. No, risky. It's been fun. What show? It's called Be the Beginning. Yes, I did. It only had 10 episodes, and I watched them all. Actually, I only watched because I clicked on it and read the blurb, like the small text trying to explain the plot. Sounded like a supernatural crime thriller, basically, in anime form. And yeah, the description. I like the word blurb. Like, there's a guy running around killing serial killers. Like a serial killer killing serial killers, but nothing else. And something along the lines of they... Is it Japanese? I think so. It says it's a Netflix original series, but I think it's from Japan directly. Yeah. It has some really weird designs that I don't know. I had to think of DeviantArt in a way, but overall, I guess I liked it. It has some very excessive violence. Like, it's tonally very all over the place. Like, one scene, someone is shown being tortured on a medical table with scalpels and stuff, being cut open and stuff like that. In the next scene, it's like, someone told me to get you there, no matter what, even if I have to pull you out on a rope. And see, I even brought a rope. Next shot, you see the exterior of the building. A rope flies through the window. My rope! She yells. Like... I mean, I like that kind of stuff, like horror, basically. I mean, it's not really horror, but it's very close to horror. And then some slapstick humor to I don't know, switch up the mood, I guess.
I was able to apply the knowledge I had to the piano so that it would drive the band back and forth, back and forth.
Maybe you could show that.
But it is very specific.
Break that down.
Back and forth, back and forth. I'll
Like,
drive the band.
if you're squeezy about blood, you shouldn't watch it. I'm alright with anime blood, but still. Damn. There's a guy being shown where his head is cut off. It's like, ugh. Did you really need to do that? I mean, jeez.
I'll drive the band. I'll drive the band.
happened there? Hey, can someone from you guys use an emote? I wonder if those actually probably show up in this chat thing. Just any emote, like in the chat window, Babynato, there's a small emoji. If you press that and on all, you can just click one of those, and it will put it in the. All right, that works. Good. Exactly. Thank you. Did I ever try Autodesk Sketchbook? I think I used it on Android. I don't think I've used it on PC. Yeah, I think I got that on my tablet. The free version. At least. Don't know if that was a test version or whatever, but It was alright, I think. I can't really remember, but obviously I'm not really using it all that much, since I can't remember what I thought about it. So it didn't leave as much of an impression. Yeah, I suppose so. That makes sense. Oh, an iPhone, nice. I mean, it's hard to go to something on a mobile version of anything, because I'm using software like Clip Studio and Photoshop all the time, which is just, there's so much stuff I can do, so many ways I can use layers and stuff, and if any of them that I personally use are missing from software I've never used before, it's hard to get myself to try it out properly, you know? It's like, yeah, I can do stuff with this, but I could as well be drawing on my computer most of the time. I'm not traveling all that much, so I really have to take stuff with me. Or think about how can I work while on the go. It's not that big a issue. That's true. That's true. I mean, my tablet is my my Cintiq. I think I already talked about that. It has Android on it, so if I were to put it, yeah, exactly. I would love to have the iPad Pro, because iPad Pro plus Clip Studio Paint, which I'm using right now. Sadly, it's a $10 a month subscription for Clip Studio, but it's a lot of people said it's basically the best thing right now. You can draw anywhere, anything, because it has all of the functionality you have with Clip Studio. Don't you think Cintiq is superior compared to iPads? Well, I've not yet used the iPad Pro with the pencil. Like, a lot of artists that I look at for guidance. No, not really. A lot of artists that I value their opinion, that's what I wanted to say, really praised the iPad Pro with Clip Studio last year when it came out. I mean, the thing about Cintiqs is that they kind of stagnated because there was nobody else on the market, basically. like there were cheap versions, but even then they were cheap. They went better. They were less expensive, in most cases. And now finally we're starting to get companies like Apple with the Apple Pencil and Microsoft with the Surface Pen to compete with the monolith that is Wacom. Hey AJ! Welcome!
What good is melody? What good is music if it ain't possessing something sweet? Now it ain't the melody and it ain't the music. There's something else that makes this tune complete. Yes, don't be the
Whoa,
thing
sorry, I moved my
that swing.
microphone. Just had to sit up and down a bit.
What good is melody? What good is music
Alright.
if it ain't possessing something sweet? Now it ain't the melody
So yeah,
and it ain't the music.
the Surface Pen and the Apple Pencil are both very much what do I want to say? They are great alternatives to Wacom pencil, Wacom pens, and stuff like that, which is great because competition usually results in better products overall. No. It's actually quite astounding to me how good those reviews of the Apple iPad Pro were, because they made me want to get an Apple product. Like, I deeply want one of those. And that's the first time pretty much. I never wanted to own an iPhone, I wanted to own an iPod, because to me those were just more expensive variants to something you could just have without the Apple logo on it. But something light and flexible and powerful, those are three things that are very, very tempting. Obviously, I won't buy it because I don't have the money. But if I ever had the money, it's quite high on my list of things I would want to buy. You're using your iPhone to draw digitally, and it's not even close to as sensitive as the iPad Pro. Yeah, the stylus is only for the iPad Pro, I think. But with a pen it works much better than I thought possible. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how everything Apple works. It's a mystery to everybody. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, there are a lot of people who create crazy art using nothing but their fingers. It's as the saying goes, craftsmen can create anything, even without proper tools. That's not the saying, but there's a saying in that sense. Somewhere out there is a saying that goes something like that, I don't know. I mean, obviously someone who can already draw will create better stuff with his fingers than someone who can't draw will ever be able to do with the iPad Pro and the pencil or whatever. Obviously. Yesterday I played one game of Counter-Strike with my brother. He used to play the casual modes, pretty much only, and I got him to play competitive with me. We are in silver, of course, even though I once was Legendary Eagle. Ah, those were the times. But I pretty much fell from grace in the ranking system. And one of our teammates, I was just making calls like, right, someone's over there, we got to do this, we got to do that. And in the middle of one round, people on MM are pure poison. It's hard to find a good group. Yeah, the thing is, we were really lucky in most games. Like, we didn't have any real asshole in any of our games so far, and we played, I don't know, a good dozen so far. He doesn't have a lot of free time to do stuff like that, so it's and we mostly get really cool people, just chill people, or in the worst case we get sarcastic people. Anyway, we're just playing whatever, I was making a couple of calls because nobody else was, and I knew where a guy was and how much health he had and stuff like that. Called that out, and one of our teammates says, "Man, Senseless, I gotta say, you got a damn sexy voice." It's just, dude. Thank you, I guess. Apparently, according to him, I sound. According to him and one other teammate, I sound like a YouTuber. Like, they weren't exactly sure which one, but I have a YouTuber voice. I mean, I did tell them that I stream sometimes, when they asked if I had a YouTube channel. Have you ever watched I Hate Everything, that guy? I've never watched him, but according to them, I sound like him. Can't really say if that's true. Someone also once said, years ago, that I sound like Toto Biscuit. German Toto Biscuit. I guess I gotta watch a I Hate Everything video now, because I wanna know how I sound. Oh yeah, someone that was in this chat also once said that I sound like a pretty famous League of Legends YouTuber guy. And it was like, I had no idea who that guy was. Can't remember what his name was, but yeah, it kinda sounded like him, I guess. I can be the voice double for a lot of YouTubers, apparently. He has a very British accent, huh? Weird. Another Brit that I get compared with. Yeah, I understood that. Bear. I mean, Toto Biscuit is also very British. Weird. Am I speaking British English? Possibly. Am I speaking British English? I don't know. Probably not. I'm probably offending someone out there with this. Not really, but my English is good. Thank you. I recently rediscovered a couple of my very, very old, a little flavor of German. The German accent is in me. I recently rediscovered a couple of my old videos from YouTube, from 2009 and 2008. The German. From 2009, 2008. Most of my videos are from 2009 actually, which is surprising to me. Didn't realize it was that long ago. And one of them that nobody can view except for me because it's private, because someone else is in it that didn't want it to be online anymore, is a video of me and a friend of mine from school talking. Like, we had an assignment, we had to do a little video about can't remember what about. It was history classes, history, but I can't remember. What exactly it was that we were discussing. Like some revolution from the 1900s or 1800s or whatever. A fake interview, if you will, with my friend interviewing me, who pretended to be a revolutionary talking about why we revolution, whichever revolution it was. Obviously, it was just us sitting in my backyard with the only microphone that we could find, which was weird looking, and in our normal clothes, because we were like 16, 15, I don't know, can't remember. Didn't really have budget for a stupid school assignment. And my English was abysmal. This is very much what we are trying to do, I said, with the confidence of someone who didn't realize how horrible the English is. Like, I can't even pretend to be that bad. Oh yeah, and, it was in English because my class was bilingual, like most normal classes were being held in English. It would have been funny if the only class that wasn't English would have been English. But sadly, they didn't design it for self-irony. I think math was in German, because it's hard enough to explain math in your native language. Yeah. International classes? I mean, it was something that school offered. Just, you know, having classes in another language. English, obviously. I think it was partially because there were a lot of kids in that area from the British forces that were stationed in Germany throughout the last couple of centuries. One of my classmates was from England. His name was Zach. Actually, his name was Zacharias, and he wanted the classmates to call him Zach as a nickname. The thing is, Zach is German way to say basically the sack, you know, balls. So yeah, saying that to a couple of 14-year-olds is not your best course of action. Maybe we should draw by being zoomed out a bit more. It's probably a good idea. Gotta remember that I will redraw the shadows later on. This is just the preliminary phase. Should be more rough about it. might be a bit too rough around the edges on the second guy, but oh, it's good enough, I hope. I just realized that I forgot to add the clipping mask to these two guys. Thought I did that already. Apparently not. Might even look more interesting. they're cut off like that. Yeah, like that. And a bit lower because I want you to see the entirety of his hand. Because I actually really like the way it came out. Oh, right. Now this guy will be cut off like this, like not with a hard edge, but rather I will make his lower half look more painterly, like it's fading into the abyss, because this will probably be the last panel for the episode. So I wanna have it look kind of cool, like it's not just a regular panel. This is spoiler alert! Oh no! I mean, every single stream I do is spoiler. Did talk to my brother about what I shouldn't stream. Like, is there something that's ever going to happen that I should not stream? Like, I don't know. If for some reason Bale got axed off. The writing is in German when you stream, right? Yeah, I mean, if you see the writing, you can be sure that I just forgot to turn it off because don't wanna spoil too much. But you can see a lot of what is happening, what is going to happen in the comic. Just from looking at the pictures, I would assume, I would hope, and so far we never talked about anything that's, that it would be happening soon. That's spoiler heavily. Spoiler heavy. That's what I wanted to say. So hopefully this will be alright for you to have been spoiled. For you to have been left open outside of the fridge for a couple of days. I mean, even saying that, yes, this is the last panel, but you don't know what he's going to say. Did I get inspired by SSSS comic to do your comic? Not really. I mean, I really like Stand Still, Stay Silent, but I think I've read like 100 or so pages. Probably more. I don't know where I am right now, but kind of loses the initial spark, at least for me, after a while. What did inspire was stuff like the Wormworld Saga by Daniel Lieske, and Cifra by Jason Brubaker, and Apocalyptic Horseplay on Webtoons, Spaceboy as well. Like, those are the ones that inspired us to create this comic in a scroll format. Doing this in general is more inspired by just, you know, liking comics and sci-fi and wanting to do a big-ass space opera story. Because we actually discussed that this week, that we both really like the space opera kind of way in comics, in sci-fi. Like, characters go from one place to another. Oh, I can just write a couple of comics down for you if you want. Wait a second. Let me think. Yeah, those are the ones that really got me to me and my brother to do it this way. I can tell you these three, for example. In terms of style, it's not only those. My personal favorite comic is Sing No Evil. Oh, I think I wrote that to all chats. No, don't know. Yep, I did. Well, whatever. I suppose it's fine that way. Sing No Evil, it's a metal comic from Finland, and it's just gorgeous. Scott Pilgrim by Brian Lee O'Malley, that's a huge one. Whoa, oops. A lot of manga inspired me, obviously. French comics like Asterix and Obelix, Skydole, in a way. Black Sand, I really enjoyed, but that didn't really inspire me. I mean, it did inspire me, but in a way that, whoa, I will never be able to do that. Sky Doll, like the doll plaything. Be warned, if you, it has a lot of nudity and stuff, and heavy religious themes. It's not really French. Yes, Sky Doll, exactly, like that. It's not French, it's actually Italian, but you kind of throw it in the same mix because it's also a fairly thin but gorgeously painted comic. Don't know if I like it actually, it's just gorgeously drawn. I don't know what comics I would say are the biggest inspirations to me. Shakes and Fidget by Marvin Clifford and Oscar Penier inspired me a lot when I was younger, especially. It's a German comic that parodied mostly World of Warcraft. I mean, I could go on, but the thing about Diesel comic by Tyson Hesse. Hesse, I don't know. That's a huge one in terms of what I want to achieve stylistically at some point. I don't think I'm close to that yet, though. Being inspired is such a weird thing because some people can pinpoint it, but I for one can't. There's so much good stuff out there. Some inspires me more, some less. Like every time I use a mouth, it looks like this is the character. And his mouth opens like that. This is always... I'm always drawing that with the intention for it to look like Boulet, a French artist that's creating a webcomic that he's also translating to English because I can't speak French. Boulet, like Boulet. Highly recommend reading. But he sadly doesn't do English stories, basically. His comics are great, but they're all joke and idea based, not story based. And you might notice, yes, exactly, Verminator, English Boulet Corps. That's the proper link. I mean, obviously there's a different website if you want to read the French version, but an animated comic. Yeah, sometimes he does animate. Not always. This is the exception more than the rule. If you want to read this comic, I highly recommend scrolling down in every comic and pressing react, because he usually has a nice little extra picture there. Alright. Now comes the painting everything. Yeah, an after joke. Or just a thought sometimes, but it's mostly jokes, yeah. It's very nice way to get people to, well, do more than just read it. It's like, did you ever watch Cowboy Bebop, the anime? No? Ah, shame. If you are if you are interested in, Cowboy Bebop is also an inspiration for Seeker's Log in a way more direct way than I would say. Like he is, Bale is kind of inspired by the main character, one of the main characters from Cowboy Bebop and stuff like that. Oh, you know the films? I never seen the film. I've yet to finish the show. Matter of fact, but it's really great. And if you watch it, I would also recommend watching the after the episode is over. There's obviously the outro, which is one of the greatest songs in the show. And after that, in anime, there's always this short portion where they show what's going to happen in the next episode, and it's just... I always skip that part because, for one, I don't want to be spoiled, and second, mostly it's just, oh, look, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, just... not really interesting stuff, obviously. But Cowboy Bebop always puts in a joke. Huh. Did you watch the show? I don't know how good the movie is, but the show is one of the greats, I would say. Like it takes a couple of episodes to really get into it, but man.
There's nothing really you can do easily. Live or die or accept fame or money or defeat. It's all hard.
Oh, alright. I mean, Ghost in the Shell I didn't watch either. I should, but I didn't yet.
The man shot because somebody thought he was
It's one of those things where I really want to watch it, but I haven't. But there's also movies about that and the show, right? Yeah. I mean, I did watch Ghost in the Shell, but it's the... it was the live-action version, so I don't know if hardcore fans would say that I watched Ghost in the Shell, honestly. It was gorgeous, but story was a bit plump. The live version, you've seen it many times, huh? I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it again. As I said, it's so gorgeous, but yeah. And, I mean, obviously the art direction stuff that we have. One of my friends that went with us did say the same thing, but he was talking about the actress. Yeah, I mean, I don't usually do that. Watch something I've seen again, only in very rare occasions. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson. I know, but it's just yeah. She's one of those actresses that you just know the name of because she's been in so many movies. Even I, who doesn't pay attention at all to actors and stuff like that, unless I really enjoyed one. Usually. Comic adaptations. Yeah. I mean, she's also in other movies, right? like here Chris Pratt and stuff like that, and people like that. I mean, not that you watch. Well, fair enough. What's funny to me is that Ghost in the Shell, you can buy it and rent it on Steam. And it's just so weird that you can buy movies on Steam and shows and everything. It's like, hey, you want to watch a movie? Sure, just let me start up Steam. What? Oh yeah, but Kung Fury is also on YouTube for free. And I didn't find it as weird then, because I don't know, they also released video game stuff and kind of fit. But I don't know. I don't know why it's weirder for me to see Ghost in the Shell on Steam than it is to see Kung Fury on Steam. There's also the new Papers, Please short and movie. It's also free on Steam and on YouTube. Haven't seen it yet. Kung Fury was so good. It was just so good. Oh, here I have it. The crime was apparently committed by a man who's going by the name of Adolf Hitler. Hitler, you know him? Yes, he was the greatest criminal of all time. Yes, I suppose. If you've never tried the game, the full-length movie is coming this year. Wait, which full-length movie? Oops. For Papers, Please? No, right? No. No? Yes? Or is there a new Kung Fury coming? Which would be awesome, but... What? There's a new Kung Fury coming? That's amazing! Don't be sorry, it's just amazing that there's a new, a bigger Kung Fury coming. The actor lineup is a bit scary. Arnold Schwarzenegger, David Hasselhoff, Michael Fassbender. I don't know. That's amazing. And Arnold is playing the President of the United States again. So, this is at least the second movie that I know of where he's the President of the United States. Possibly more. David Hasselhoff didn't have a cameo, but he did a music video, True Survivor, with footage from the movie and new footage with him singing next to a car and stuff like that. At least I don't think he's in the movie itself.
Your all-day music station, England's first commercial radio station. The time is 1 minute after 4 o'clock, and it's time for the big line.
I mean the music, the song True Survivor. I think it's True Survivor. Oddly fits the movie, and I wonder if that's by purpose. Like they made the movie with the thought, hey, let's make a movie that's based on this one line from this one song. Probably not, but still. But I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, if you haven't seen the Kung Fury music video with David Hasselhoff, you should. Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. No, I've heard of Iron Sky, but never heard of that one. Huh. I didn't know that Iron Sky was inspired by that. I've also not seen Iron Sky. I just know of it. They're all foggy in a strange way. Huh. Is that on purpose, or did they not know how to make a movie? How to properly make a movie. Iron Sky is much better than it sounds. Yeah, I heard that it's pretty good. In a stupid way. On purpose. Alright. the risk with doing stuff like that is that people will just think that you're incompetent. Instead of making a joke or a stylistic choice or whatever. Sky Captain's on Netflix. Let me actually check that. Because sometimes shows aren't the same in different countries. No. On the German Netflix, there is no Sky Captain, sadly. I mean, it's don't want to sound rude, but the probability that I would have watched the movie if it was on Netflix is pretty low because I rarely watch movies. Like, as I said at the beginning of the stream, me watching a new show on Netflix is rare. It's a rare occurrence. So rude. I'm sorry. You don't like my honesty? No. I will never be a politician. Wait, what? Awkward silence? I mean, I'm quiet a lot in my streams, I guess. Hope that's all right. Have I been drawing boxes? No. I should. I really should. I did say I should. At least this week. I mean, the first couple of exercises aren't boxes. They're lines. But I should do one of them at least today. Once I finished the shading, I'll probably I'll see how long I've been streaming. But you're very good at it, right? Didn't think you actually did that. You mean, the thing is, no matter how good you are, you will always be able to be better. You will never. It's like it's not like reaching the top of a mountain in terms of drawing boxes. As sad as that is, you will always be able to be better at it, no matter what you do. Even in something as simple as drawing boxes. You might draw a box that looks perfect, but it's still not perfect. It's like reaching for infinity. You can't get close to it. Like, let's define infinite as 100. So it's unobtainable to reach 100. But you can get 99.99999 etc. % close to it. So I should be doing that. I should try to get better, try to get closer to that infinite point of drawing boxes. There's also something else I really want to try for a long time now, ever since it was released actually, that I've yet to start doing. It's called cognitive drawing. It's by the artist behind Sifra, the one comic that I mentioned earlier, that kind of inspired me to end my bra, I think. At least me. I can tell you for a fact that it inspired me in a way. It's a method of learning. Like, cognitive drawing works like this. You take something that you like, a drawing or a picture or whatever. Like, say, you really want to learn how to draw hands. So, you take a picture of a hand. You take that picture and look at it for a couple of seconds, not very long. Don't try to look too long at it. After that, you cover it up. If you're working on a piece of paper, you cover it up with another piece of paper or whatever, or you turn it around, or however, you can't see it anymore. Now you draw that picture from your mind. Try to draw it from your memory. Right. Turn that picture around, compare, and try to draw it again, this time looking at the reference. Do that 3 times and you will see huge improvements if you actually focus on the art. If you it's not something you can do while being bored. You have to actually pay attention to what you're thinking, what you're doing, what your hand is doing, what you did wrong, what you did right. And he released a book where he explains this process, because that's how he learned how to draw. He grew up in a small town with no from someone who's actually knowledgeable. So instead, he just took the comics that he liked, looked at them, stopped looking at them, drew. Completely self-taught. He tested it on a couple of people, children and adults that either didn't draw for a very long time at that point or couldn't draw at all. And the progress they made in just 3 drawings was astounding. Like it's... let's say they wanted to draw this eye. It's not a perfect eye, but it's good enough for the purpose of demonstration. And the first drawing they made looked like totally, like, I don't know, it's difficult to recreate the drawing of a child that couldn't really draw. Basically, as rude as that sounds. Then they looked at it and got it a bit closer. And at the end, they could draw it almost perfectly from memory. Within like 10 minutes. Or a bit longer in some cases. It's not a race, it says in this book, about cognitive drawing. But the thing is, you actually have to sit down and learn. And that's difficult for some people, like me. Really resilient to spending time learning. As counterintuitive as that is. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's something a lot of people do, but he at least thought about that name because it's cognitive, it's in your mind and stuff. And his book explains that progress, for one, but it also gives you a lot of pages, like it's a PDF, so you have to print it out on paper that you can draw on, basically, or use it in Photoshop or whatever. And he has a lot of lessons about anatomy. I think it's only male anatomy for now. The examples are all from one guy, one very muscular but tough guy. And he teaches how to draw anatomy in that book. It's worth checking out. It's like $10 or more if you if you want. It's on Gumroad, where you always have the ability to choose your own price. With a minimum, of course. Or I think he also gave it to all his patrons, basically, which is pretty sweet. All right. Finished the shading part for now. Now comes a different part, namely highlighting. Now I have a certain method. I use... Wait. This layer is a gradient between black and dark blue. I change this layer from multiply, normal, or whatever to add glow. Now you see it's looking more like my other drawings in this comic. But what I don't like is that the shadows are also affected. So I just take the shadows by pressing Ctrl, Shift and clicking on the thumbnail in the bottom right, and delete on the add layer. Bam! Now the shadows seem darker. That's my secret technique, in a way. Like without it, with it. Without anything, with everything. Looks way more sophisticated than it did before. Yeah, I mean, you can try a lot of stuff. Like, if you want to have a more reddish feel, I could instead go for this red. Just put it over it. Suddenly, it looks more menacing, more stylized, without me actually putting in the effort, basically. I may actually do something like this in this scene, in this panel. Since it's they're supposed to be menacing looking. Yeah, I think I stick to red. Like that. But not that red as I just used. If you want to, you can also put that on, for example, the line work. I wouldn't recommend doing the whole shadows that though, because then it will look weird. But yeah, it makes it seem less solid, but it also makes it. Wait a second. Let me. If I put background into a pure black, like that, it could have a nice effect, right? You can also play around with it. Stuff like that. Like without it, it's just there. It's a bit too dark, maybe. I don't know if I will do that. But it's something you can do. It's basically my technique of masquerading that I don't know how to do color in a way. Basically, fake it till you make it. Oh. I apparently forgot to repaint him. I could totally do a tutorial series. How to fake it. Art. Like how to make your art seem better than it would otherwise without knowing what you're doing. The art of faking. See what you did there. The art of faking. Or is it the faking of art? The art of faking art. Nah. It's not as catchy. Problem about a title like The Art of Faking. I could imagine that people would get to that video thinking it would be something else. This is how you fake emotions. You put your muscles to work and make yourself smile. As a more tame, for example, I was totally not thinking about that. All right. So, this is the episode. We'll start off like this. Go over to a couple of shots of those two guys. Finally come back. We'll basically start off and end with almost the same kind of panel. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is to make this theme a bit menacing, not too menacing. With some I will put some purple in the background, the most menacing of colors. Some sort of airbrush eraser I'm using. No, this is a proper brush. It's using some texture. Wait. Like that. It looks like that if you're putting it on 100%. Just put the black color in the back, the black back. Yeah, sure. I could do that. I could, but I didn't. I mean, I could, for example, just put a layer of this color on top and add black, or add black on top and erase it. A lot of ways to do the same thing, basically. Now, he's a bit agitated. So I'm going to put some red in the background, first of all. Takes a while, because my PC is struggling. And his superior on the left is a cool blue in the back. Like, you got everything under control. No need to get so agitated. You should relax. Some very basic storytelling in a way. Through pictures, I mean. Now, to show that he loses his anger, there's still some left, of course. Background. I love this panel, even though it's kind of it's kind of a bit too much in a way. But I still like it. Yeah, it's a bit too dramatic for the purpose of this panel. A bit too much. But I love over dramatic stuff. Wait, actually, I could make this more red. Oh, I actually like this, but this is basically making them out to be the devil himself. I think this is good enough. Maybe the last panel is a bit too black on black compared to the others. Oh, you mean this one? I mean, yeah, but that's kind of the thought that this is the most menacing of the shots. No, the over exaggeration. That's a difficult word. That I worry about is more so in the line art. Whoa, that's big. It's big.
You never know the routes you're gonna take. You never know the place you're gonna land. Like a gypsy man. Beautiful people.
It's like there's darkness coming, but it's getting repelled by professionality in a way. That's my my way of thinking in this particular scene.
Listen to the swing. Listen to the swing. To be back. Hey, hey, hey.
did I make a storyboard with my brother, so you know where the story goes next and how the panels plan out. Yeah, actually, let me first do this real quick.
Everybody's
Finish
a gypsy, whether
this.
you believe it or not.
Everybody's a gypsy, whether they believe it or not.
I'm
That's
a
a
gypsy man.
weird thing to say.
Swinging in the jazz. Listen to this pulse. Listen to the swing. Listen to the speech. To be by. Hey, hey, hey. Going on. Keep the beat. Gypsy life, moving on place to place with a kind of satisfaction. The beauty move with you. He's like a bird. You know,
He's getting also some sort
I'm a
of
gypsy man.
background.
I'm a gypsy man.
Very subtle.
I'm a gypsy man. Gypsy.
So, alright. Subtle enough, suppose. Good. So, the storyboards, I can actually show them to you. Which I will do. I mean, I'm that kind of dick that says, yeah, I could do that, but I won't. So, these are the entirety of the storyboards for the current scene 2, if you will. I mean, depends on how you look at it. So this is how I do my storyboards. It's not something I saw somewhere. It's just, I don't know, it seemed reasonable. It works for me. This is from episode 9 and onward. With German text, obviously. And you will also see that a lot of the panels are pretty much already done. In this state, just a bit rough. Yeah. I hope that was interesting enough. To give a feeling of each panel. What do you mean? Like, why I made them pretty much finished? Yeah, well, the thing is, I don't really sketch a lot. Like in this case, these were the thumbnails. I only drew them again because I wanted a bit of his design from the top guy wasn't finished. But in this case, these are just the thumbnails. Okay, this in the bottom I drew new because I wanted to add a new layer, a new panel that wasn't there in the thumbnails. And I can just draw on this. It's just finished. Same here. But some like this particular sequence of panels, this is how they looked. Because these I created in the train while driving over to Hamburg, which is a 2-hour train ride, 2 different trains, and I used that time to sketch out. Yes, this is far from the final product. I mean, this is pretty close, just not as nearly as good. The same thing for a lot of the panels from here. Well, in this case, they were actually fine enough because I'm already very. I can already draw Bale pretty well. Or, yeah. Here you can see some of the other thumbnails. All right. It's been 2 hours and 18 minutes so far. And I'm done with the goal for this particular stream, at least. And I'm very hungry. It's 3 p.m. 37. I haven't really eaten a lot today, so far. Like one slice of toast, in a way. So I'm going to take a break now. Now, what I could do is put my I'm on a break screen up for an hour. But I think I'll pass on that and just end the stream for now and see if I can do some more streaming afterwards. I'll have to see if I have to do something else for university and stuff like that. Anyway, thanks everyone for hanging out. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Especially you, Baminator, since you were 90% of the chat today. Thank you. It's a lot nicer to talk with someone while streaming. Oh, I mean, it's a problem to explain stuff. If you ask anything, I'll do my best to answer. Yeah, I'll listen to Hontarobot, check out Seeker's Log on Line Webtoons. Seekerslog.com also works. It has a link to the comic. Don't bore me. No worries, Baminator. Yeah. Thank you everyone for hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful noon, evening, night, morning, whatever. Maybe until later, hopefully. Or not. I don't know. I won't promise anything. I will try my best. That's what I guess I did promise that just now, didn't I? Yeah. My name has been Michael Epp. It's been a pleasure streaming with you guys, and I'll see you soon.